This poem, it talks about the realization that we have as our parents grow old, and when we get time, from our very busy lives, to really look at them, to be with them, we come, realize so many things about our responsibility towards them, the thoughts regarding their old age, and yes, that fear that has been there in our minds always, that is the fear of losing our parents. As the parents grow old, what are the changes that happen in them? My mother at 66. We hear the poet is there talking about her mother at the age of 66. Yes, what do you think are the changes that happen as the person grows old? Can you think of your parents as old people? Yeah, it's not a pleasant thought, isn't it? Right. So we think about the parents as they grow old. Yes, of course, we have, there are health issues, there are problems in walking, the physical changes that are there, the wrinkles, the graying hair, all that. Yes, eyesight nowadays, I think so. Eyesight, it's a problem with almost everyone, young or old. Right. So these are the things that make us realize that, yeah, these are the changes that happen in the person's body, right? That they are growing old. What do you think happens, or what thoughts come to a child's mind when they see their parents growing old? When do children realize that their parents are old? When they become old themselves, is it? Then they realize that the parents are also old, is it? Or when they actually look at them, spend time with them, and yes, notice the difference that has happened. Little acts there, your parents really giving signs, maybe not active as before, that is understood, right? And they need your care, they need your attention. Yes. And are we able to give them the time that they need as we grow older? Because as you grow older, you will have your own responsibilities as a job, your life, and yes, so your all professional commitments, your personal commitments, your own family, all these things here. It's a circle once again, right? So our parents have also gone through that before us. Okay, so like growing up and taking care of their children, and yeah, so they're not able to, pay so much of attention towards their parents. Yes, Manpreet, we do grow apart from them, right? So we do have to go away from them in search of jobs, for better opportunities. Even if we are with them, yeah, you're running a business with your parents, but even then, there is a possibility that you're not able to spend so much of time with them because we're so busy with our own lives. Look at you now only. Even now, you're so busy with your own work. You're busy with your tuitions, your classes, that you don't get much time to spend or talk with your parents. Parents are busy with their work. But when does this realization become even more clear? What happens a day in the house when mommy is not feeling well? And the responsibility comes on you. That is when you realize that how important her work is, right? There are times when you realize that, yeah, she's not active as she was earlier. And of course, now she gets tired easily. And you go for a walk with her, maybe climbing up the stairs towards the terrace, and they are a little slower. So you realize these little things, okay? And what about our childhood fear of losing our parents? Is it a nice thought? It's not a nice thought. We want our parents to be with us always and always. We don't want to lose them. Now, this poem, it talks about my mother at 66. Although we can say that 66, it's not a very ripe old age. Nowadays, at 66, people are quite active and they're taking care of themselves. They're very conscious of their health, right? And people are there, right? Quite active. We have people in the 80s and 90s also there, right? Quite particular about their health and quite active, right? So here, this poem, it is just a realization, an awakening that comes in the poet's mind as she sees her mother. She's going back, right? She's driving back to Cochin. She's going there. And yes, as they're going back, she looks at her mother and she realizes so many changes. She does not want to lose her mother, but there are things about her mother that makes her realize that yes, she has grown old. Okay, so let's see this poem. And okay, aging is a natural process. Have you ever thought what our elderly parents expect from us? Our elderly parents, they expect us to be there with them. They expect us to pay attention to them. They expect us to spend time with them. Do you think all these things are possible in this present scenario? Very lucky parents are there who have their children with them in their old age. Otherwise, yes, we read about so many stories, people being sent to old age homes and the children not taking care of them, right? And here this poem, it discusses about the process of aging, the realization that our parents will grow old and how we have to take care of them. Do you remember the chapter that you did in class 11th, Portrait of a Lady? Yes. So grandmother there, she was quite old with wrinkles all over her face and dressed in white and spending her time in prayers. Yes. So she was there, like what you can say, the epitome of beauty and grace, and spending her time like away from all unnecessary matters and concentrating on her prayers and not interfering or not talking, right? So here, that was a beautiful portrait that a grandson had done of his grandmother. Now a daughter is there looking at her mother and realizing. And when we look at our mothers, yes, for us, a mother is the most beautiful person on earth. She's one who has lavished us with so much of love and care. And we never ever want to lose her. We never ever want to her to grow old. But there are things that we cannot change, and growing old is something that we cannot control. So look how time flies. Even you people are big enough now. You're all 18 years and 17-year-old, right? So even your parents are surprised at how fast time flies for them as well as for you. Okay, driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, doze, open-mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, wan, pale as a late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, "See you soon, Amma." All I did was smile and smile and smile. Yes, what have you understood from this poem? When does this realization come to the poet? When does she realize that her mother is growing old? And what are the signs that she notices about her mother? That she is looking old, right? Why does the poet put that thought away, that her mother is growing old? Why does she just smile and smile and smile? Yes, anybody? Can we look at the poem again? Yes, ma'am, we can look at the poem again. Let's just see it. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me. Where was the poet driving? She is going to Cochin, right? So from her parents' home, she's going to Cochin. She's going to the airport to catch her flight. Who is there with her in the car? Her mother is there with her in the car, right? And when she realizes, like she sees her mother, she's fallen asleep as they're driving to the airport. And when she looks at her, her mother is there dozing. She's fallen asleep, her mouth is open, and her face is not having that glow which she had earlier, right? That healthy glow on her face, but she's looking quite dull and ashen, right? So the child or the daughter realizes that, yes, my mother is looking quite old, but she does not want that thought to come to her mind. She does not want the thought to come to her mind to make her aware that mother is growing old. And yes, one day I might lose her. She does not want to lose her mother. And she looks outside there is a lot of life, there's a lot of activity, but inside, the mother's appearance, the mother's way of sleeping, the color of her skin makes her realize, right? And as she goes to the airport, and as she goes for the security check, and as she waves goodbye to her mother, she parts with the thought, with what? With the wave of a hand, and yeah, she just said all, she said, see you soon, Amma. And all I did was smile and smile and smile. So she's hiding her fears. She does not want her mother to be upset. She leaves on that positive note that I will come back to see my mother hale and hearty. Okay. Now, children, when you do this poem here, please realize that mother has grown old. She is 66 years old in this poem, right? One thing that you have to remember is that mother is not dying. She looks like a corpse. She looks all grayish and ashen. Her appearance is they're not very healthy, but she's not dead. So I have just students, they're just writing off mother, right? That she's going to die soon. So we are not writing that, okay? Yes. So let's just come to the explanation. And as I do the explanation here, I want you to open your notebooks and please write down along with me, right? So let's just write down a few things on the notebook here or on the book or wherever, but make sure that you make that like a notebook there easily available for you when it is your time of revision. Okay. Yes. So driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me. So where's the poet driving to? She's going to Cochin. Who's with her? Mother is there with her, right? What did she notice about mother? What was mother doing in the car? Right? You expect that, yeah, you're driving, you're going to see your daughter off, and yeah, you would be talking to her and telling her so many things and sharing so many things. But mother, she just fell asleep, right? And as she was sleeping, what was there the poet noticed about her? Open mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. So the poet saw a mother beside her, right? Her face ashen like that of a corpse. Ashen. What is the color of ashes? What is the color of ashes? Yes? What's the color? Grayish, right? Yes. And when we are healthy, what is generally, like people say, the color of our skin? It is what? Does it has a glow to it? So we say it has a pinkish glow to it. It's the pink of health, as you say, right? That means here, what is the color of mother's skin? It's ashen, it's grayish. And does it give her a healthy appearance or an unhealthy appearance? Yes? Tell me, please. It makes her look unhealthy, Mayank. Ashen. Ashen means what? Grayish. And when we are there not well, when we are not feeling well, you've had a cold, you've had fever, and immediately, yes, it's you see that reflecting on your skin. You see that your skin is not looking healthy. So paleness, like, yeah, you recovered from a fever, that paleness comes. You're very tired, exhausted, your skin shows immediately, right? So mother is there, she's not looking all glowing and pink and rosy, but what is she looking? Ashen. Yes. So what's the color here? Ashen is grayish, right? Which shows that she is not healthy, right? And here, what else is she looking like? What else does the poet compare a mother to? Ashen like that of a corpse. What's a corpse? What's a corpse? A dead body, lifeless. And yes, so the body there after death, how it changes its color, becomes a grayish color. And a thought has come to her mind. What has she compared her mother with? The color of her skin, the way she's sleeping, with the mouth open. What was she looking like to her? What was she looking like to her? She was looking like a corpse, right? Was it a good thought or a bad thought? So it was not a nice thought that came to the poet's mind, right? And she realized that, yes, she is looking old. The way she's there dozing and as if she does not have any control over her body. She's looking quite unhealthy. She's looking quite lifeless. And immediately the thought comes that mother is looking like a corpse. She does not like that thought. She does not like that thought, and she immediately puts that thought away. Right? Is this clear till here? No? Very simple it is. Here, see, like what? Just look at it again. Is it clear or not? Yes, give me a yes or no. Students, please. Yeah. So she's there, doze, open mouth, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked. So she's looking quite old, unhealthy. And the poet realizes that, yes, mother has grown old. Look at her, the way she's sleeping with her mouth open, no control over herself. Her body is there. She's looking like a corpse. Her color of her skin. What is it looking? Ashen. Yeah. Okay. Ashen is what? Grayish. Right? And when you look at ashen, it is unhealthy. That she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. Which thought did the poet put away? Which thought that the poet put away? That mother is looking old. Mother is looking like a dead body. She did not like that thought. Okay, right? What is the simile used over here? What is the simile used over here? Can you look at these lines again? What's the simile? What is a simile? A simile, it is the comparison of two words or two things. Here we draw a comparison between two different things using the words as and like. Okay, here what is the comparison? Ashen, like that of a corpse. Mother here, because of the color of her skin, because of her appearance, the way she was sleeping in the car. What has she been compared with? She's been compared with a corpse. What's a corpse? Corpse is a dead body. What is the device used here? Simile. Are you all writing? I hope you're all writing. Are you? Yes? Yeah, good. So we're all writing this and right. With pain that she was as old as she looked. So she's looking old because of the color of the skin. Okay. Now look at these words here. Doors, open, corpse. Doors, open. Do you remember any literary device where there is the repetition of the vowel sound, the vowels? A, E, I, O, U. What do we call such a literary device? We have done alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of a consonant sound. Look at these: doors, open, corpse. Doors open. Yes. Can anybody tell me what that literary device is called where there is a repetition of the vowel sound? What is it called? It is called assonance. Do you remember? Do you remember? We've done it in earlier classes. We've been in class 10th, if you remember. Assonance. 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 Okay. Right. So let me write it down for you. Please note it down. Where does assonance come? Where is it? Doors. Open. Right? Can you see it? Assonance. What is the repetition of a consonant sound called? It is called alliteration. Yes? So please note this down. Note this down and we'll continue with the remaining poem tomorrow. Okay?